following is a presentation of GRS TV.
We set the bar high. On top, cause we so fly. Name in the bright lights. Looking like a star shot. We set the bar high. On top, cause we so fly. Name in the bright lights. Looking like a star shot.
A wet and soggy and cold Williams Stadium tonight. We're glad you're with us for another GISD football game here on GRS TV. We got a good one for you tonight. The Sachse Mustangs and the Lakeview Centennial Patriots, two teams that are among a four-way tie for first place in the district. And Bobby, if the weather doesn't spoil it, this should be a pretty good ball game.
Yeah, I mean, it rained so hard here before the game. It's been pouring, I don't know, 2 inches of rain in 15, 20 minutes. I mean, it has just been pouring. But we've got a great game. It's against the first place team against the second place team, which is Lakeview versus Sachse. Sachse's 5-2, 3-1 overall, second place. And Lakeview is 3-1 as well. So great game to get. They look statistically about the same. I guess we might want to look at maybe Sachse's defense is not as strong as Lakeview, so maybe that's the advantage here. But both front four on the offense and defensive lines are really stacked on both these teams.
Sachse in the dark home uniforms. It's going to be kind of quiet tonight without the bands and the drill teams, but we'll get through it, and hopefully we'll have a great football game. Sachse in the dark blue uniforms, tops and bottoms, with the pink socks, which is celebrating Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Lakeview will have a lot of those pink socks also tonight. Sachse in the all blue tonight with the white sleeves. Lakeview in the white tops with royal blue numbers and gold pants. Sachse going right to left. The first play is a fumble, and the ball is still loose. Who's got it?
Well, it's celebrated by
Lakeview.
So, I mean, first snap of the game. You know, we didn't see Lakeview warm up any. They came out right before the national anthem and basically just went right onto the field. And, you know, Lakeview, they've been out here warming up. It just looks like, boom, they were ready to play.
Bobby, you just missed it. Lakeview came out real early, or Sachse came out real early and Lakeview came out real late. I was here. They both seemed to get full warm-ups in, but, yeah, a terrible start for Sachse. First and 10 Patriots. We got a handoff up the middle. That's Kamar Wheaton, their highly recruited running back, who has a first down gain. No, excuse me, a 4-yard gain on first down to the 18th. It'll be 2nd and 6.
This is the strong point of their team right there. Kamari Wheaton just getting off those pulling guards. They love to pull these big guards on the line there, and he'll just get right in behind them. Kamari Wheaton really can tear it up.
Big tall Ed White, the tight end to the right also. This snap gets away all the way back to the 38, and just falling on it in time was the quarterback Jared Adams. That'll be a huge loss and a big gain needed on third down. That is a loss of 19 yards back to the 37.
Right over his head there, and just he didn't have any. There was nothing he could do. Just fall on that thing.
He's lucky he beat the defenders to the football. They need all the way to the 12 for a first down, and they'll have third down from their 38. That's a 3rd and 26. A loss of 20 on that bad snap. Needless to say, a passing formation, 2 receivers each way. Wheaton will get the handoff. He's in trouble, and he will be dragged down from behind. He was hit the minute he got the handoff by Justin Ryder. Ryder rode him to the ground.
Yeah, just a great play right there. He reads it perfectly. Ryder comes right off the defensive end and beats the guard out there. Makes a great stop right there. Puts them in 4th down and long. And, you know, a lot of times they'll go into this shotgun and drop back and then punt it from the quarterback position.
And that's exactly what Adams does. And he's going to get a good roll. They're going to catch it at the 10. So good job of pinning the Mustangs deep. And they'll run their second play. Their first play was a fumble, but they survived it, and we're still scoreless. 10:01 left first quarter.
Well, real fortunate right there for Sachse. They fumbled the ball right on the first snap, and then, boy, shoot yourself in the foot right there for Lakeview by snapping it way over your head, putting yourself out of scoring position.
This is Xavier Foreman, the left-handed quarterback in shotgun. He gives on a simple handoff that gets nothing up the middle. That's their star running back, Sean Coleman, and he only got a yard to the 11.
Yeah, Caleb Jones, big defensive lineman, was just right there and shed his blocker. And no go for the running back for Sachse.
It is cold besides the rain. It doesn't appear to be raining light right now, but we got about a 100% chance. 56 degrees. It's also cold. We're going to go to a low of 49 tonight. It'd go lower than that if it wasn't for all the cloudiness. Coleman again, another handoff and another short gain. Lakeview stacking it up right up the middle. He got 2 to the 13. It's going to be 3rd and 7. Very conservative, the Mustangs, here in the early go. Sachse looking to the sideline for the play. They're going to have to punt it deep in their own territory if they don't get the first down here at the 13. They need 7. 3 receivers out to the right, wide right side. Foreman rolling that way. Lofts one up. It's picked off at the 32. An ill-advised pass picked off by Ja'Cory Tarver, the top tackler on this Lakeview team, and he showed some good hands there.
Yeah, just not a real good throw here. He has to square up, and he's running towards the line of scrimmage. And look at that ball. It just gets up, hangs up in the air like that. And, boy, that's just a nice job. He gets the chain around his neck for big defensive play.
Well, it looked like a shot-put pass from Foreman, just ill-advised, the whole thing. And back-to-back turnovers against Sachse as they'll try and survive another one. Lakeview trying to cash in this time. We're still scoreless. And look how deep the tailback Wheaton is behind the quarterback. He is back at the 40-yard line, the snap at the 32. And he'll take the handoff. Pretty good hole. Left tackle backs his way near the first down marker at the 23. He's going to be about a half-yard short. Gain of 9 for Wheaton.
Yeah, very nice job right there. And again, he was deep, but it let the play develop. See, he waits for his big offensive lineman, big 54, and all those guys pulling in front of him, and that play had some time to develop.
2nd and 1 Patriots. Wheaton again stutter steps at the line, picks an opening and gets the first down to the 22. Move the chains.
Wheaton coming into the game had 83 attempts, 610 yards, 7.4 yards an attempt and 11 touchdowns. And of course he was injured for part of the year.
Most of the pre-district games. So that's pretty good numbers if you look at it, missing 3 of the games.
That's right. He's still averaging over 7 yards per carry. And he's looking like he's real sharp right now. He's in good form.
Tailbacks are the workhorses on a wet, cold night. Wheaton gets another handoff. This time he's in trouble from the get-go and is going to be down for a loss. Back at the 26-yard line, Sachse got the penetration there.
Well, it's the second time that it looks like the quarterback, Wheaton, and the linemen are all going in the wrong direction. See, look, the quarterback almost hits the pulling guards right there, and it just throws the timing of the play off.
Loss of 3, 2nd and 13. 3 receivers will go wide to the left, ball center of the field. 4 receivers set with Wheaton the lone back next to Adams in shotgun. And now a receiver leaves early. That's Camden Jones. That's going to be 5 yards offsides against Lakeview.
Boy, Lakeview has just made some great plays defensively to get the ball to this offense, but they've just had a hard time. They're kind of struggling, jumping off sides, bad snaps. The linemen and quarterback are kind of bumping into each other, and boy, it's just not been good for Lakeview so far on offense.
3rd and long. They need all the way to the 12-yard line. They need 18. Remember, this is not a big field goal kicking team. They only have 2 on the year, 2 out of 2 in field goal kicks. So this could be 4-down territory for Lakeview Centennial. Same set, 3 receivers out to the left. Adams will hand it. Wheaton He barely got back to the line. He may have been short at that as he lowered the head and just had no opening up the middle.
Yeah, Quentin Williams just comes flying through there. You see 41 as well comes and makes Wheaton take the inside route right here. Boom, he makes him go inside and then boom, number 10.
Well, they gave him the line of scrimmage, but it's going to be fourth. It says third down over there. I thought it might be fourth down, so I apologize. It's 3rd and 18.
Watch this quick slant. They love to throw this little slant right over the middle here.
Moving people around. Now they got 2 receivers each way. Ball inside the left hash. Adams. Now they're going to look to the sideline for a play change, and Lakeview is going to take a timeout. We'll take 1-2. 5:55 left first quarter. We're scoreless. Sachse and Lakeview Centennial on GRS TV. Some of the folks on hand, a very small crowd on a cold, wet night here at Williams Stadium. A few folks have braved the conditions. 4 receivers set. It is 3rd and 18 Lakeview. They need to the Sachse 12-yard line.
They have all their receivers on the left side of the hash mark. It's kind of crowded over there. You got a lot of room to get outside over here on the right.
Down to 5 on the play clock, but they get it off. Ball is dropped by Adams. He's in trouble. He dumps it quickly, though. Wheaton catches it at the 20. He'll be knocked out. He's going to be a little bit short of the first down. Let's see where they mark it. And by the way, it's going to be a very manageable 4th down try probably coming now after that nice pickup.
Wow,
he got 14.
Adams. Yeah, look at this. I mean, he's able to focus in, grab that ball, and then make a quick throw to Wheaton. Just a beautiful job of getting that ball back to his running back.
You know, it's almost like you would think they'd be scrambling just to get something complete. It looked like that was the play that was called, despite the drop. 3rd or 4th and 4. Lakeview trying to keep the drive alive, and Wheaton's in trouble. He'll be down for a loss. And Sachse survives 2 turnovers, and we're still scoreless.
Boy, Scotty Jesmer there, he has done a great job over there. That's the 2nd time he's made the big play on Wheaton trying to get outside.
Oh, we got a penalty marker, but it's against Lakeview, so Sachse will just decline it, and Sachse takes over at their 23-yard line. A fumble and an interception against the Mustangs. They've survived them defensively, as Lakeview has spent the whole first half so far in Sachse territory. 2 receivers each way on 1st and 10. Gotta hand it. Nope, he kept it. That's the quarterback, and he dropped for a loss. He should have held or handed that ball up, Bobby, and Foreman dropped for a loss back to the 18. He lost 5.
Yeah, watch right here. He kind of holds it, and boom, what a great job.
Ooh, dropped it too.
Big number 50 just reads it perfectly. That's Victor Smith.
Something tells me we're going to see a lot of drop footballs. We've seen 4 or 5 on the ground already here in the first quarter.
It shouldn't be the ball shouldn't be wet right now.
If they're keeping them dry, they should be. Yeah,
it's not raining at this point.
Got to hand it off Okiye, and he tried to sweep right, and he's dropped for a loss. Defenses are dominating here in the early go, and that tackle was made by Gavin Harris, he's the number 2 tackler behind Tarver on the season for Lakeview.
Yeah, he just reads it all the way, stays out there and gets low, drives with his legs, and takes him out for a loss. I mean, just a great job defensively.
They gave him a mark back to the line of scrimmage, the 18, so it's 3rd and 15. Mustangs have to punt it away again if they can't get the first down. Foreman has a little time in the pocket. Now he steps up, fires over the middle, incomplete, just off the fingertips of Herrera. That would have been a first down at the 35.
Well, you got to go up and get that with 2 hands. That's a tough one, but you know, you can't just reach. Foreman had some time. He could have ran the ball for probably a first down here. He had nobody. But, man, you just got to go up there with two hands. It's hard to do, but that's one of those things you got to learn to do.
Herrera had tight coverage from behind, but he should have caught that football as it was off of his hand. Sachse in punt formation, 4th and 15. Addison Perez, the punter, gets it off. Low, but a deep one. Gonna hit inside Lakeview territory, come back toward the 50, and it'll be down at the Sachse 49. That's a 31-yard punt. Not bad considering the conditions. And the wind is in Sachse's face here in the first quarter, so not a bad kick at all.
Yeah, it was really nice. I mean, you got about maybe a 4, 5, 6 mile an hour wind. You could see when he hit it, it got up high, and it started knuckleballing and then just kind of dropped down on him.
4:07 first quarter, still scoreless. I expected a high-scoring game, Bobby, but maybe the weather is going to win out tonight.
Yeah, both teams average 31 points per game.
Lakeview with a 2-receiver set. Wheaton takes the handoff through a hole over left guard. That'll give him 3 or 4 before he's downed at the 45 for a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, Corey Jones comes in from that safety position. He just comes in from safety. Boom. Gets him.
Yeah, the MVP of this game has got to be the guy who's trying to keep the footballs dry. Again, Bobby's pointed out, it looks like it is not raining and hasn't for the last few minutes, but that field has got to be pretty wet, and it looks wet from the press box. Adams, play action fake, quick out pass, in and out of the hands of Camden Jones, who was open, but he may have heard footsteps coming at him as the ball arrived.
Yeah, well, it was a little high as well, and when he tries to reach up and grab it, now watch it, it almost goes into the defender's hands right here. Look at this. Oh, right in his chest.
It wouldn't have gone for much and probably a loss.
Yeah, he was right on him.
3rd and 6, probably 4-down territory at the Sachse 45. Lakeview just 1 out of 3 on 3rd down so far tonight.
I'm interested to see that they haven't went on the outside, try to get the sweep going to Wheaton to the outside, because these big receivers are a lot bigger than the defensive backs of Sachse.
Timeout Sachse. We'll take one. 3:25 first quarter. We're scoreless here on GRS TV.
By being energy efficient.
Back at Williams Stadium after the timeout, Lakeview Centennial with a 3rd and 6 at the 45 of Sachse. Adams fakes the handoff and rolls right. Has some time, still rolling. Now he'll drop it off. Caught. Jalen Davis first down and a lot more down this near sideline. They finally tackle him inside the 25. That'll be about a 22-yard gain. Adams to Davis.
Yeah, watch Adams. It's a bootleg, and Davis is trying to get out, but you can't see him on the screen, but they're holding him up, even blocking him. But Adams just waits on him patiently. Oh, here goes another bad snap.
Yeah, it's Sachse. The turf monster got him. That was going to be 6, and don't you know Anna Wu is going to hear about that one as the week goes on, as he's going to hear it from his teammates. That should have been 6 points. He's still getting a major celebration from everybody on the sideline, as you just saw.
I mean, this is they're middle of the season. This should not be happening. All of these bad snaps. I mean, that's the second time and third time actually from center to quarterback that the balls hit the ground. It shouldn't be happening right now.
We got an injured player. Let's take a break. 3:03 first quarter. Sachse and Lakeview Centennial scoreless here on GRS TV.
Everybody choose GISD, a diverse community, providing exceptional education to every kid we see. That's the mission. Reaching the future by driving excellence. Yeah, that's the vision. We have values. We believe every student can learn, and every student deserves our best. You ready for your turn? Come join us and be a part you could be. Garland ISD proud too.
There is Jared Adams, the Lakeview Centennial quarterback, who was shaken up. He looks fine now, and Sachse will be on offense. So even if he's not perfect, he's got time to recover before they go back on offense. Handoff, Sean Coleman, who surges forward. Good, tough run, quick 3. Not much of a hole, but Coleman lowered the head and got 3 yards. Four-man Lakeview front with about 3 or 4 linebackers here on 2nd and 7. Foreman hands it to Coleman, who gets nothing. He may have even lost a half yard back to the 45. Boy, these two teams are really good between the tackles.
They are. Big Nick Calais he just reads it so good, and when he gets his big paws on you, man, he just throws you straight to the ground. Watch this. He comes off and, man, handles right there.
3rd and 7 Sachse here. They may have to punt it away here. Surprisingly scoreless game here late first quarter. Foreman wants to throw, looks right. Now he'll drop a screen over the middle. They got it set up beautifully. This is Williams, who has finally spilled out of bounds about the 30-yard line, but that's a big gainer of 24 yards, Sachse.
Yeah, it's nice that he looks left, waits on it to develop, and by the time his big tight end catches the ball, then he's got some linemen blocking for him at that point.
First 3rd down conversion of the game for the Mustangs. Fresh set of downs at the 30. Foreman. Coleman takes it, and he is driven to the turf immediately. Beautiful. Boy, that's how you draw it up. Gavin Harris having a good night already with that stop. And they're going to say he lost a yard.
Watch this. Now you got your big receiver making that big catch and run, and then he comes in motion, and that's his man to block right there. He's coming in motion. He's setting up to block. That was his man, but he missed him, and boy, the defender made him pay.
He lost about a half yard. We'll call it 2nd and 10 at just outside the 30. Coleman again, right up the gut. Big hole this time. He's going to be tackled from behind, but not before he got 9 to 10. It looks like he's just a little bit short at the 21-yard line. That was
Gavin Harris.
Yeah, Gavin Harris with another tackle.
Yeah, a touchdown-saving tackle.
That's
right
a good
there.
point. That might have gone for 6 if it wasn't for Harris. It's going to be 3rd and very short, pretty much 4-down territory here at the 21. Sachse getting the play, taking their time. Already 1 for 1 on 3rd down in this drive. Coleman wants to sweep it right. He's going to be tackled for a huge loss, and guess who? It's a one-man show with Gavin Harris right now. Well, nobody is touching Gavin Harris.
Yeah, I mean, he's just shedding blocks, and if you don't get your body on some of these guys, especially like Gavin Harris, he's 6 foot, 185 pounds. You see him right there. He gets off the edge, and he's waiting. He's playing his position perfect, and a lot of that's trust. He trusts that those big defensive linemen on the inside will do their job, so he's not having to crash down. He's just waiting for them to come outside, and there they come, and he's sitting in his spot. That's what you're taught to do.
Looks like Sachse's going to just let the final seconds run out here, and they'll take a free timeout on the sideline, and we'll start the second quarter when we come back in a moment. Scoreless game here on GRS TV. can see the rain coming down here at Williams Stadium as the front has come through. It is cold. It's in the low 50s. And it is wet, and the play has been affected, it appears. We've had several fumbles, lots of physical mistakes. In the first quarter, we only had 3 first downs total and a total offense of 58 yards combined. So defenses have taken over, and so have the mistakes.
Yeah, a lot of bad snaps. It must be slipping out of the center's hands as he's snapping it, because it's been going over their head. Hey, look at this. They're going to try a big, long field goal
Addison
here.
Perez, he's 4 out of 5 on field goals this year. This will be 43 from the right hash if they try it. Pretty good angle for a right-footed kicker.
The wind's in his face.
Foreman holding. Good snap, good hold. Kick is low, and it won't get there. It's going to come up about 3 yards short, so we will remain scoreless. They put that time back on the first quarter clock for the field goal. Is that what they did?
I believe so. And then he just had him run it down, in which they should have stopped it.
Yeah.
The clock, but the ref was saying, go ahead and run the clock all the way down, and now they're going to switch it.
Yeah, now they'll switch ends of the field. I don't understand why. Again, what you just said doesn't make any sense. But they are going to switch ends of the field, so Lakeview will go into the wind, although right now its flags are almost still. Maybe it's a 5-10 mile an hour wind, but it'll be in Lakeview's face. But you know what? Even though it's 5 to 10, Bobby, with rain combined with a little bit of wind, that makes it a whole lot worse on a cold night.
It's whipping around a little bit, and it's cold. The ball's heavy. It's probably got a lot of water on it. So, you know, it's not like it's just a dry ball as well. You can't hardly see it, but, you know, our camera guys, they did such a great job. They got it up there in the light where you can see how much rain's coming down.
We can't
even
see it. You
just look at the screen, you really can't tell.
No, we can't see it either, folks, but we're way up here in the press box. Okay, we're told Lakeview took a timeout to force Sachse to kick that field goal into the wind. That looks like pretty good strategy, Bobby. As we'll now start the second quarter. 1st and 10 Lakeview. Kamara Wheaton hit at the line and driven down. He had no chance, no opening there. Nice open field tackle. Looked like number 46 there, Anthony Aniwu, who had that fumble recovery earlier. Here's the replay. Yeah, good play by Aniwu.
His linemen, though, are really getting some pancake blocks right there. Anyway, just was able to come in there and just make the tackle. But, well, that line really looks good. I'm curious to see, or anxious to see, them get on the outside.
2nd and 10, Adams will right. Wheaton, who finally takes the handoff and has a big gainer around right end, just outside right tackle. He gets 12 to the 38, and boy, that opening was huge. He wasn't even hit till the end of the play.
Yeah, this is what I've been calling for. Once you get outside, because you have the opportunity that your receivers are bigger players, just bigger guys than the defensive backs of Sachse. And if you can get some bodies on them and block, Kamari Wheaton's going to have some running room.
Sachse's strength is between the tackles, size-wise especially. Wheaton sweep right, he's down for a loss. They tried to do it to the short side of the field, and the sideline became an extra defender. Jordan Brooks, one of their top tacklers, 3-year starter, made the tackle, loss of 2.
Yeah, it's kind of curious, though. You have 3 receivers to the left and the wide side of the field, but you go to the – and they knew he was going that way because Kamari Wheaton was set up on the left side of the quarterback. So the only way you're going to hand it off, and he's going to be going right. So Sachse didn't even have to pay attention to the left side. They just went over there and made the stop.
Well, they gave him a great mark. They said he got back to the line. I didn't see it. 2nd and 10. Wheaton has an opening as he chooses his hole over left tackle and has to the 37. He's got 5 yards, 3rd and 5 coming. Make it 4, 3rd and 6 at the 42.
Just not a lot going for him so far, but Sachse is strong up the middle as well. They got some big linebackers, some big defensive linemen, and this is where it is. It's a big battle here. You got big offensive linemen, big defensive linemen. This is the battle of the trenches tonight on a running night.
Sachse with 4 down linemen and 3 linebackers real close to the line of scrimmage here on 3rd and 5. Looks like a pretty good passing situation for Lakeview. They're going to put 2 receivers left and 1 right, but first they're going to take a timeout. We'll take one. 9:37 left first half. Believe it or not, we're still scoreless. Lakeview, Centennial, and Sachse here on GRS TV. back, 3rd and 6, Lakeview Centennial from their own 42. Adams in shotgun. Fakes the handoff, fires to a wide open receiver, big yardage. That's Jalen Davis inside the 20. And he's finally down to about the 18. Boy, he was wide open. Good play action fake from Adams in the backfield. Set that up, it looked like.
Yeah, he didn't have any problems throwing this ball. Look at this fire. Shot it through there and stuck it in his belly.
We're going to mark it at the 19. That's a 23-yard gain on 3rd and 5. What a third down conversion that was. They're now 2 out of 5 on 3rd down.
Well, now Sachse will have to back some people up because now they think he can throw it. If you can back them up a little bit, then Kamari Wheaton's going to have some running room.
Wheaton will get this handoff. Reversed his field a little bit. It looked like it was intended to go left, and he cut it up right and got a short gain of 2. Make it 3 to the 17. Well, there was a hole there that closed in a hurry. Watch this.
You can see all his linemen coming to the right. I think the ball was going to go that direction, but it was a bad handoff. I think the ball kind of got loose again, and it wasn't a clean handoff, so it threw the timing off a little bit.
Like Ryan Jones with the tackle from behind. 2nd and 8, Lakeview. Jones, an extra blocker, but they're going to run it outside left if he could get there, and he could not because he was hit in the backfield, and the tackle made from behind by Scotty Jesmer. He was in the backfield when Wheaton took the handoff.
Yeah, I think Annie Yanwu was the one that comes through there right there.
Wow.
He's so
Good
fast.
quickness. Yeah, he ran him down from, actually that was 46, wasn't it? Not 41. And that is the same kid you just mentioned. He was so fast, I missed him. He was off my screen. 3rd and 8, Lakeview. Probably 4-down territory. They don't kick much. 2 receivers left and 1 right. 3 on the play clock. They're going to have to kill a timeout or take here. 5, and there goes your play clock. Did they get the timeout? I think I saw them signal for it, and yes, they just barely got the timeout as the clock continues to roll, I might add. They don't have a timeout. Okay. Thank you. From the truck.
They've already used all 3, so then that's going to be a 5-yard penalty then.
My fault for not looking at the scoreboard.
Yeah, but that's what they did. They did call a timeout because I saw the referee.
Well, how could they take a timeout if they don't have one? That should be 5 yards if they don't have a timeout. Scoreboard says they don't have a timeout, Bobby, and it was like that before they took, they didn't take one off. So I don't know what's going on, but we're going to run a 3rd and 14 play here.
Yeah, they definitely reset the clock. And the referee's not blowing his whistle. He's waiting on.
This is confusing. But we're going to run 3rd and 14 Lakeview. Now he winds the clock. That's not confusing. Now he stops the clock.
Yeah, I'm not
now
sure
he
what's
winds
going
the
on.
clock. Third and 14, Lakeview. As they take their time at the line, now Adams will drop back in shotgun. Gonna swing the screen pass out to Wheaton. Got a block, and he will score off of that block. Touchdown, Lakeview Centennial. Boy, who got the block, Bob?
You start throwing the ball a little bit. Sachse's got everybody packed up in the middle trying to stop the run and not thinking they're going to throw it because of the rain. But, boy, it's just a nice – look at that big block by number 88, downfield blocking.
Wow. That was the key. And then he had one man to beat, which he did easily off of the block.
Yeah, that's what we've been saying all night. Ed White is such a big receiver.
Yes, he looks like a tight end, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's 6'3", 210. So, I mean, you've got the size out there.
And the extra point is good. They have 3 kickers, so let me see who this kicker is.
You see Kamari Wheaton down there on the sideline.
We'll take a timeout as you see Wheaton down there. 7:08 left first quarter. We finally have a score. 7-0 Lakeview Centennial here on GRS TV.
Everybody choose GISD, a diverse community, providing exceptional education to every kid we see. That's the mission. Reaching the future by driving excellence. Yeah, that's the vision. We have values. We believe every student can learn, and every student deserves our best. You ready for your turn? Come join us and be a part. You could be Garland ISD proud too.
You can be anything you want to be. You can go any place you want to see.
Lakeview. Centennial scores first, and here's their kick off a short little pooch pop-up caught by Marshall Frost, and they just hand Sachse good field position at their own 48-yard line. That was a 74-yard drive for the Patriots, and they did it in just 6 plays.
I'm not sure why you pooch kick this ball like this, because Sachse has not shown that they can move the ball on offense at all. So I would think you would try to kick that all the way into the end zone, put them down on the 25-yard line, or squib kick it, something, get it down there, and then hold them on defense and make them punt it back to you. But right now they're at midfield.
Lakeview also used a little under 5 minutes off the clock to go 74 yards.
Yeah, it was just a nice job of offense and not making any mistakes.
Mustangs from their own 48. Sean Coleman takes the handoff, a short gain of 3 to the 49 of Lakeview.
He's only averaging 2.5 yards a carry. He's had 6 carries, 15 yards.
They keep trying between the tackles, and that's why they're not getting much. That's the strength of the Lakeview. That's the strength of both of these defenses, between the tackles. 2nd and 7 Mustangs. 4 receivers, 3 out to the right. Foreman looking right. Gonna go deep. Oh, it is caught after it was juggled, and finally run out of bounds inside the 10-yard line is Robert Jones. Again, a nice juggling catch.
I mean, that was nice.
39 yards for the Mustangs.
It was a good pass here, too. It's just one-on-one coverage. The defender just gets caught on the inside a little bit, and
looked like a wobbly pass that might not get there, but he was so open on the play. Foreman had a little more on that than I thought he did. Xavier wants to throw again, drops off a screen, caught. Coleman has the end zone. No, I guess they're going to say he stepped out short of the end zone. Actually, they're going to mark him back at the 3, but still, that's a 7-yard gain.
So we haven't seen any passes all game, and then all of a sudden, Lakeview throws a couple and gets into the end zone, and Sachse says, okay, well, we can do the same thing. You watch this. And now they're going after him.
Whatever win there is, Sachse now has it here in the second quarter, which they're trying to use to their advantage. We've got an official timeout for something. It should be 1st and goal at the 3, and yeah, they're going to wind the clock, and Sachse's going to have a good chance from the 3. 2nd and goal from the 3, excuse me. It was 1st and goal at the 10. Foreman, fake the handoff, keep it, and he'll back his way to the 1. Almost scored, but held out of the end zone there. It looked like old Gavin Harris one more time, Bob.
Absolutely. I thought he was going to score right there, and it looked like he just got pulled straight down. I mean, look at all the room he had.
3rd and goal, probably 4-down territory. Barring a penalty, you'd think Sachse could kick this in and tie this game up with the extra point. Foreman in shotgun. Coleman, middle. Touchdown, Sachse. Wasn't easy, but he got the ball across.
Well, just a great drive. Started inside the 50-yard line, on the other side of the 50-yard line, and they were just able to throw a couple of passes, couple of runs, and boom, you cross the line, and 6 points is on the board.
So after the short kick, they give them the 48. It only took them 5 plays to go 52 yards. Addison Perez for the PAT. He was perfect on the year coming in. I hope I didn't just jinx him. 28 for 28. He's a good one. Been around at least a couple of years. A little bit of a high snap. Foreman gets it down. He's a veteran holder, and the kick is up and very good and very deep. Timeout. We're all tied back up at 7 here with 5:38 left first half here on GRS TV. Sachse with a 52-yard 5-play drive. Only a minute and 24 seconds to go the 52. Coleman completed it with a 1-yard run. So we'll start all over 7-7. Mustangs will kick off. Not a whole lot statistically. Remember, we'll give you a pretty good stat report right before we kick off the second half. We'll also hopefully have some first half highlights for you. It's coming up a little bit later. Is an onside kick, but an easy recovery for Lakeview Centennial. Sachse trying to trick the Patriots there, but a nice easy catch there by Isaiah Ellis.
Yeah, you say that, but man, that was really
Probably
a pretty
scared
good.
Ellis.
Yeah, I mean, he has to chase that ball down, and he goes after it with a whole line of people coming at him. I mean, that ball was slow. Look at this.
Let me rephrase the way I said that. He made it look easy.
Yeah,
How's
there
that?
you go.
There you go.
That's a really good play.
Yeah, it wasn't that
Ellis.
easy, was it? He made it look so easy. Good hands there. And that was unexpected, folks. That's why they did it. 1st and 10 Patriots at their 45. Wheaton to the right of Adams. Wheaton will take that handoff, reversed his field, and he'll just barely get back to the line of scrimmage. They've tried that play a couple times where he starts one way and goes the other, and Sachse is not over pursuing. They are staying home and making the plays.
Yeah, they really are. I mean,
see,
look,
watch him turn. There you go.
No, yeah, big number 40 was sitting there waiting on him, too. There's just not anywhere to go there. And Alwu making the tackle.
He got one. He had a blocker out in front, but there were 2 defenders, and Eric Casanova couldn't block 2 people. 2nd and 9 Patriots. 2 receivers left. Gonna hand it Wheaton going right. Again, stacked up. He got another yard to the 47. It is tough sledding trying to go outside tonight for Lakeview. It's tough sledding everywhere.
Yeah, and Alwu's there again.
He's having a heck of a night.
Yeah,
isn't
he's 210 junior linebacker, 210 pounds, and you can see him coming through there. He's playing the middle linebacker.
Well, you know what I'm doing? I'm mixing him up with 46, who is Anawu. Those are similar names, you know. Anawu and Anawu is the way, I don't know how you'd pronounce, but that's close. Those are 2 different people that I'm starting to mix up because they've made so many plays tonight. Adams has time, deep far sideline, incomplete. Overshot a receiver who had one-on-one coverage. Pretty good coverage, by the way, on Camden Jones. And on the defense, looked like Corey Jones. Corey Jones. It's going to be 3rd or 4th and 8 for Lakeview. But what do you do here? You're at your 47. It looks like they're going. They may do that quick kick, which you predicted earlier, Adams. Now he drops back 2 steps and picks up a low snap and gets it off. Nobody back for Sachse, so they're going to get them pinned really deep here back to the 14-yard line. That's a 34-yard punt down at the 14.
I tell you, it sets up for a really good fake punt. When you drop your quarterback 2 or 3 steps, and you can see Sachse right there. They don't rush. They don't do anything like they're coming after a quarterback. They just kind of back off and set up the return.
I would still put somebody back there.
And well, they had somebody back there. They just set up somebody to they're setting up to return it, and so there's not putting any pressure on the punter. And man, he could just actually sit back there and have all day to throw it if he wants to.
Serve T. 1st and 10 Mustangs, 4:12 left first half. We're tied at 7. Foreman has gone the whole way at quarterback. They've used 3 quarterbacks in some games this year. Handoff for nothing doing over left tackle. And that was Sean Coleman. He gets up a little gimpy. Let's see if they take him out. He got a yard, or make it 2 to the 16. That's Coleman. Now, when he starts to move, he limps just a little bit. They're going to leave him in there, though. 2 receivers left and 2 right. Ball on the left hash. Oh, a wounded duck snap, you might say. Coleman breaks 1 tackle, drags another tackler for a first down. That was sheer effort out to the 27 for a quick 11 for Coleman.
Man, that was nice because it was a full-on blitz right here by the Patriots, and they had him.
Do you see that snap? It looked like it slipped out of the center's hands. Kind of a wounded duck back to
Coleman. Just makes a strong run, just running through people.
We've had some high snaps tonight. The snapping the ball in shotgun has been a mystery tonight on a wet night here in Garland. Coleman lowers his head and runs into a wall of Patriots after a 2-yard gain. He'll be stopped at the 30. 2:57 and counting. Timeouts remaining, 2 for Sachse and no timeouts for Lakeview. They used all theirs, what, in the first quarter? Sachse's got some time. They just don't appear to be in any big hurry here in their own territory. I guess you don't want to give up an easy one going the other way late in the first half here, but they're at their 30. It's second down and 8. 3 receivers to the left. Foreman looking left, fires on the slant, caught Neighbors. He'll be driven back immediately. Dropped the ball, but they're going to rule him down. The head linesman, Tom Troutman, says he is down at the 34.
Well, that Jakari Tarver is just one heck of a defensive athlete.
He's all over the field.
He's playing linebacker. He follows out there to get the guy that goes in motion, and he was not even, that wasn't even his man that caught the ball. He was covering another guy, but sees the pass so quickly, and he's the one that reacts to it.
It's going to be 3rd and 8, Sachse at the 30. 4 receivers, 3 of them to the left. Foreman looking left. Now he looks over the middle. He's got time to survey the field, steps up, throws deep. Way overthrows the intended receiver. There was great coverage downfield from Garnett Burke, and the intended receiver was Jordan Neighbors.
That's surprising how much time he had to throw that ball. He was able to sit back there and scan the whole field. Look at this blocking. Just a nice job here.
It's like Sachse's going to punt as Addison Perez is on.
Yeah, it's going to leave him with about 2 minutes to do something with this ball. Of course, they don't have any timeouts, Lakeview.
Addison will kick with the wind here. His first one into the wind was 31 yards. Again, just a light wind tonight. Just barely got that off. Low and deep. They're going to let this hit, and it'll go sideways, so he won't get any extra out of it. But a pretty good kick. Flips the field back to the 32, and that's a 34-yard punt for Perez. So Lakeview, even though they don't have any timeouts, which they could really use a couple here, but they still have 1:50 left here in the half. 7-7 game. We expected a lot of points, but the weather seems to have had an effect.
Lakeview's winning the yards. They've got 104 yards with 5 first downs. Sachse with only 80, and that all 52 of it came on that last drive that they had for the touchdown.
Yeah, these two teams usually get 5 first downs a quarter. 34, 1st and 10. Adams with Wheaton in the backfield. He'll hand it to Wheaton. And he is hit from behind in the backfield. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. But again, somebody coming in from behind. Sachse really quick with those tackles behind the line tonight.
Yeah, it's just taking a little bit too long for their guard to pull.
Good point.
From left to right.
Slow developing.
Yeah, and it's hurting his timing. Boy, you see right there though, they had a big. Their guard number 52. He just drove his guy all the way about 7 yards down and knocked his helmet off and everything else. So that's why you see him coming off the field.
Wheaton appears to be the kind of back, though, that he needs a couple of steps to get the engine moving. And once he's moving, he's really fast. But his first step is not real quick either, it appears. Or maybe it's all what you're saying, just a slow developing block. 2nd and 9, he got a yard to the 35. 8 seconds on the play clock. Looks like they'll get this off. 4, they get it off. Adams, a delayed draw handoff to Wheaton. He's hit, drags that tackler for a couple, but Sachse read that one from the get-go. And the play was made by Jordan Brooks, number 44. So it's going to be 3rd and 7, Lakeview.
Well, I thought he had some room right there, but Jordan Brooks, you saw on the screen, he's just sitting there waiting for it, playing his position. Makes a good play.
34-33, clock ticking. Sachse's not even trying to stop it. Looks like both teams are going to be satisfied with a 7-7 tie at halftime.
Yeah, he's waiting for the clock to go all the way down to.
Yeah, they're working the play clock like they're ahead in the 4th quarter, aren't they? Going to ride Wheaton on a sweep right. Adams looking for somebody to block. We got a penalty marker, 2 of them. Boy, we haven't had many penalties, Bobby. In fact, I can't remember another penalty. Yeah, we've had a couple, but that's been amazing, the lack of penalties. Short gain, it would be 4th down coming. Let's see. I had 2 penalties for 10 yards before that play, it looks like. You double check that.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
two
incredible.
for 10 on Lakeview.
Yeah, that's it. Nothing for Sachse so far. That's incredible. I think we've had maybe 1 or 2 decline, but still, the flags have just not come out of the pockets much.
This one too.
12 seconds clock stopped, and it will be 4th and 5 for Lakeview. As they wind the clock, they don't have to run this play if they don't want to because the clock is started. We're under 10. Yeah, they're just going to let it tick off. Sachse's not interested, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. A defensive struggle, a lot of mistakes, but 2 pretty good defenses going at it tonight, and a pretty good game has resulted. We're 7-7 as we go to the intermission. 2 teams that are in a 4-way tie for first place in the district with 3-1 records. Now, before we kick off the second half, we'll have some highlights for you, and we'll have the first half stats. So stay with us. More coming up here on GRS TV. And we're back at Williams Stadium. 7-7 ball game. And we've got some first half highlights coming your way momentarily. Then we'll have some of those first half stats. There aren't much in the way of stats or highlights for that matter, but here come our highlights.
Well, you got to give it a little bit. It was raining at the start of the game and rained mostly all the way into through the first quarter there. First play of the game, handoff, and the ball was loose.
And Sachse threw an interception here on their second possession, and yet Lakeview didn't score off of either turnover.
Yeah,
starting deep in Sachse
30,
territory.
Yeah.
Sean Coleman takes the handoff, and short gain there. Jared Adams, a quick out pass caught by Wheaton. This is a touchdown, the only one for Lakeview. Look at the block downfield from Ed White that set that up. And that was a 23-yard touchdown pass to Kamara Wheaton. Completing a nice long drive of 74 yards. And here's a Sean Coleman touchdown, which completed a 52-yard drive. Both the extra points were good, and that's where we are, 7-7, as we have the second half kickoff. And it's a long return out to the 40, breaking a tackle to midfield, 2 penalty markers down. This is probably coming back, but a nice long kickoff return by Kwame Long. Yeah. We'll see what the penalties are about.
Long runs over one of the penalty flags was laying there, and he probably just thought while he's running, he's like, oh man, I know this is coming back, because he had to see it. It's right there where the referee just picked it up, and one of them was probably holding down there at the back end.
Then there's one near the end of the play. Right. Offside defense, legal use of the hands offense. So I guess we kick it over. Yeah, he said offsetting penalties.
Right, it'd be a kickover because it doesn't even count because it was offsides on the kickoff.
And yet what bothers me in those situations, Bobby, if the play doesn't count, then why did we lose 15 seconds from the clock? That's what bothers me on those situations. But they always let the clock run off like that. So we will kick it again. You have some stats? First half stats? Not much.
Yeah, we have Lakeview with 5 first downs for 110 yards and Sachse with 4 first downs for 96, so pretty close. And, you know, it was kind of, at first, all they were doing was running the ball. But right towards the end of the half, both teams started throwing, and it's funny that Lakeview put up 99 yards in the air, and Sachse put up 70 yards in the air.
Jared Adams is 4 out of 6 for 99 yards passing. Kamar Wheaton with just 31 yards rushing. Jalen Davis with 62 receiving. Wheaton also with 37 receiving, so he's got over 70 yards total offense. Here's your kickoff. Individuals for Sachse in a second. Let's see if this one's any better than the last one. Here comes another penalty marker. Some things never change.
Oh, and that was really not a massive hit or anything. It was just a nice getting away block. And I know they're going to call it on him for like blindside blocking, but really you don't have a chance if you're standing there and the defenders come running towards you. He didn't try to massively hit anybody, just tried to get in their way.
Garland, they're going to pick it up,
Okay.
Bobby. They must have listened to everything you just said.
Right.
So it'll be first down, Lakeview at their 35. Let's see. Xavier Foreman threw for 70 yards. Coleman only 29 yards rushing. So the two star backs in this game have been held down.
And it's not like they were. See, look at that right there. He just barely hit him. That was a good try block right there. But yeah, it wasn't like they weren't running the ball. They were running it most every single time. It was just both these defensive fronts have been so good, and they haven't allowed them to run the ball very well.
Despite all the penalties we just saw, there's only been 2 penalties officially in this game for 10 yards against Lakeview. We've had 3 turnovers in the game and a lot of drop footballs. Kamar Wheaton with a big gainer. He may take it to the house. One man to beat. Jordan Brooks will get him out of bounds, but what a huge pickup on first down. Unfortunately, we've also got a penalty back around the line of scrimmage is the marker. This could be an illegal block against Lakeview. And it is. Legal use of the hands, Patriots.
Well, you see they had that big lineman coming from left to right. Boy, they did a great job of just bodying up people. I didn't see the illegal use of hands or holding or anything. I just didn't see it right there on the replay.
Should be a 10-yard walk-off. They're going to mark. It's a spot foul, so it's not going to be a full 1st and 20. It's going to be part of that. It's going to be 1st and 17 because they gave him a 3-yard gain before the penalty. So they put the ball back at the 28. 1st and 17. The always uncomfortable 1st and 17. Those weird yards needed situations on spot fouls. Adams wants to throw it, has it batted away, batted out of the air. Sachse tries to return this, but this is an incomplete pass without a doubt. Ryan Jones looked like he did the batting, big number 95. Good penetration. You watch the rush here. He waited a little while, but I think he's waiting for a receiver to break open.
Well, there's just nobody blocking on that side either. Ryan Jones just comes free through there, just raises his hands. I mean, there was just nobody ever put their hand on him. So he had a free run at the quarterback.
2nd and 17, Lakeview Centennial. 7-7 game, just underway, second half. As the rain continues to come down lightly here at Williams Stadium, it's been raining most of the night. Quick stop pass, incomplete. Davis was open, but not a real good pass from Adams, and they just could not connect. It's going to be 3rd and 17, Lakeview.
He gets his feet set. I mean, there was nothing there, but it just looks like it comes out of his hands a little hot.
A little wild.
Yeah, and it looks like Davis curled in and the ball went out. Like, I don't know if one of them were all not on the same page or whatnot, but
4 receivers, 3 to the left. They need 17 or Lakeview would have to punt it away on their opening possession of the half. Looks like they're changing the play. We're at 7 on the play clock, but they get it off. Adams looks right. Now he's flushed right. In trouble. He's able to unload it at the last second. Did it get back to the line of scrimmage? Because if it didn't, that's going to be a penalty. It's going to be 4th down anyway, but they may back up even further if they throw a flag.
Well, that was really close.
Yeah, it was right at it. Looked like a pretty good call. I think it landed right around the line of scrimmage. See if we see it here.
Well, that pocket,
he's out of the pocket
in a hurry. Big number 96 comes and gets him.
Well, we can't see where the ball actually landed, but anyway, they're going to punt it on 4th and 17. Sachse holds, whatever. And there's a little bit of a light breeze in Lakeview's face here in the 3rd, so let's check the distance on this punt.
Yeah, it looks like it started raining pretty good again.
Esteban Villarreal is your punter, and they're going to get a 5-yard delay of game. It took forever to try and get the snap off and never did.
That's interesting, right? I mean, you're either going to go out there and snap it or not.
I guess.
Who called it?
No, it's just they came over quickly,
Okay.
and they're going to go right back out. It looked like Sachse might have taken a timeout, but they did not. So, yeah, it is a 5-yard walk-off to the 23.
Well, so Lakeview started out pretty hot, but, man, it just collapsed in a hurry.
Here comes the rush. Villarreal gets it off. It's high and very short, though. Very short. It's going to pop straight up, and it's returned from the 44 to the 30. Got some blockers downfield. And, boy, Sachse turns this into a nice return all the way to the 12-yard line. And that looked like Matthew Carter, a former running back for the Mustangs.
He was down there just blocking, and all of a sudden he looks up and says, hey, look what I found. I mean, it's just too hard to give up. Look at him just sitting there. Okay, I'll take it. And he just has a lot of running room.
Just a 21-yard kick and a 33-yard return, and the Mustangs going to be in great field position, try and take the lead here early third quarter. We're tied at 7.
Look what I found.
First and 10 at the 13 of Lakeview. Quarterback gets the pitch off to Coleman, who's in trouble, and he's going to be stopped for a short loss.
Well, that was an interesting play. Foreman, he gets wrapped up. There's people all around him, and he just kind of throws it back there to Coleman. Watch how everybody just collapses around him. He's like, uh-oh. He kind of flung it out there with his left hand.
Lucky it wasn't turned over.
Well, that play was going nowhere. There was white jerseys everywhere.
Loss of 2. It's 2nd and 12 from the 15. Remember, Addison Perez is a good kicker. This may come down to a field goal tonight. This is Okoye who sweeps it out left. He is tripped up, but not before he gets a pretty good gainer short of the first down. They're going to mark him at the 9. Lakeview thought they had a fumble recovery, but he was ruled down at the 9. Looked like a good call.
Yeah, Wano was out there on the right, and he strings it out, but he's just not fast enough to catch him. And then here comes, guess who? Number 14, which has been everywhere, Tarver.
14 and 13 all night.
Been everywhere.
I can't remember a lot of tackles being made by anybody but 14 and 13. I'm serious.
They've been everywhere.
It is 3rd and 6. Could be 4-down territory at the 10. Right now it'd be a 27-yard field goal to take the lead. Foreman, they blitz. Foreman gets away from one, but he'll run and be down by the next wave of rushers. Short of the first down. Officially, he got a yard, and it looks like the field goal unit is going to come on here for Sachse. Who would have thought this would become a field goal game, Bobby?
Yeah, right here. I mean, they just come flying through. Awano grabs him again. Big number 90. I mean, he's just been dominant on that defensive end spot.
Addison Perez is 0 for 1 tonight, but that was into the wind early in this game from, about 40 yards. This one will be with the wind and 25 yards. It's a light wind at his back, ball inside the left hash. Not a perfect angle, but not a long kick here for the right-footed kicker. Out of the hole to Foreman. Here comes the rush. He gets it off. It's low, but it's good.
They take the lead just like that.
And it is 10-7 Sachse. Timeout on the field, 8:35 left third quarter. Back in a moment on GRS TV. There's Perez.
Everybody choose GISD, a diverse community, providing exceptional education to every kid we see. That's the mission, reaching the future by driving excellence. Yeah, that's the vision. We have values. We believe every student can learn, and every student deserves our best. You ready for your turn? Come join us and be a part. You could be Garland ISD proud too.
You can be anything you want to be. You can go any place you want to see. It all starts right here with GISD. We are the future, the change you want to see. It all starts right now, the GISD.
Not exactly one of the most impressive drives of the night, Bobby. 3 plays, 5 yards, but they did get the 25-yard field goal from Addison Perez to take 10-7 lead. Sachse did. Remember, they started at the 13 because of a long punt return. A 31-yard punt return set them up there.
Yeah, Matthew Carter just finds it, popped into his hands, and he just takes it, and ends up being 3 points for them.
On a night when we expected a lot of touchdowns from two teams that have a combined average of 62 points a game, it looks like it's going to be a special teams battle, you know, the best special teams might win this game the way it's looking. Here's a kickoff return from the 15. Reversing his field and sweeping it out right. That's Garnett Burke. He got a pretty nice return out of nothing there. And Lakeview is going to start at their own 27. 8:27 left third quarter. You a hockey fan, Bobby?
I watch it a little bit.
Stars appear to have righted the ship, thank goodness.
Yeah.
They're ahead again tonight. Here come the Patriots. Jared Adams will be in shotgun with Wheaton, and he's got 3 receivers, 2 left. Gonna hand it to Wheaton, gonna sweep it left. Boy, he's had trouble getting outside all night, and he's in trouble again. He's gonna step out back at the 21 for a loss, I should say, of 6 yards. That play has not worked all night long. Sachse's done well on that.
Yeah, it looks like Scotty Jesmer's he's been playing so good out there. You see him right there on the screen. Watch him he beats the block out here and just strings it out.
Yeah, he almost made the tackle while being blocked by one of those pulling linemen for Lakeview. Yeah, they just have had trouble with those linemen leading the way around the ends.
I think I'd go ahead and try it again, but you can see the wide side of the field, 41 is over there again, and he's the one that's been protecting that outside.
If I'm a Sachse fan, I want to see it again because it hadn't worked all night. Adams looks left, throws right, tunnel screen. Caught, and a good gainer back past the original line of scrimmage goes, that looks like Camden Jones with the catch and run. Nope, that's Jalen Davis, and it's a gain of 13 to the 34, setting up a manageable third down play.
Yeah, I like the play because you see Big 54 coming out there and making the block. Usually you have a receiver blocking for you out there, but when you have a big lineman like that coming out,
it scares the DBs for one thing.
And it clears some room, and you got some running room out there.
I was a small linebacker when I played. When I saw a lineman coming at me, it scared me to death. My eyes got wide. Wheaton takes the handoff, tried to get away from the initial tackle, could not. He may have lost the football. I think he's going to be ruled down, though, by the linesman. It is short of the first down at the 35, so 4th and 2. Do you punt from your own 35?
Yeah,
I would.
I think you got to.
No guarantees. And so far, they haven't made any changes. Now, remember, Adams has punted the ball twice tonight.
Oh, that ball did come out.
Did it come out before he hit the ground?
Sachse has it. He
Wow.
wasn't down. That
Well,
should have been a fumble right there.
Can't reverse it in high school, unfortunately. I wish they'd look at our replays because our crew does a great job. Looks like they're going. All of a sudden now Adams will step back an extra step and punt it away. It's ugly, but nobody back for Sachse. It rolls inside the 35 to the 33.
Again, why don't you have somebody back? The last time you were able to return it all the way inside to the 5-yard line. You might as well.
You know, you got to figure eventually they're going to punt it even though they line up like they're not.
That is right.
What, I mean, what's it going to hurt to have one of your 11 defenders back there? I agree. Mustangs from their 33 leading 10-7, 6:44 third quarter. Foreman continues at quarterback. There haven't been many games where they haven't used more than one quarterback. That's what I'm trying to say. Sean Coleman handoff, and he runs right into the waiting arms of big number 90. Awana. How do you say the last name, Bob?
That is his last name, Awana. Awana.
It is the last name. You're right. Let's just go with Iwana.
I want to tackle you.
And he did a heck of a job. Look at Iwana. That is his last name. That's funny because his first name is longer than his last name. Anyway, a loss of a yard and 2nd and 11 Mustangs. 4-man front. They really spread it out on that defensive line with 3 linebackers. Foreman looks left, fires, short pass caught. Evading the first tackler is Marshall Frost, and he got the first down because of evading that first tackler as he gets out to the 46.
They're getting a little brave. They're starting to throw the ball a little bit out here, and this is a nice throw.
14 yards.
It has to go a long ways to get that 5-yard out pass.
Garnett Burke going both ways tonight made the tackle for Lakeview. Kind of a wobbly snap, but Foreman pitches it. Coleman cuts it up quickly and got just 2 yards to the 49-yard line.
It's a crazy little play, but that's the second time we've seen them do that little quick pass pitch or whatever it is to Coleman.
Tell you, some of these snaps are not pretty, even the
look at
ones
the
that
rain
Foreman is
there.
catching. That last one looked like another wounded duck. 2nd and 8 Mustangs. Coleman up the gut. Awana grabbed him first, and then he got some help from his teammates. They're going to give him 2 to the 49, and another 3rd and sizable need for the Mustangs.
Awana's 240, 6'3". I mean, he comes through there. He's beating people and just, he just gets his arms around there and just pulls everybody backwards. But we saw a good view of the rain just now, and they're still throwing the ball a little bit in all of that. So pretty impressive.
3rd and 6 Mustangs. Ball just inside midfield. Foreman wants to throw. Caught. And it's going to be short of the first down thanks to a nice open field tackle by Garnett Burke, as making the catch was Matthew Herrera, but he was knocked out immediately. So what do you do on 4th and 1? Make it 4th and 2 at the 45 of Lakeview. I think I'm going, Bobby.
Why not? Lakeview hasn't been able to do anything either. I mean, they haven't had their offense running. A lot of times they're penalties or bad snaps or bad plays. So, I mean, why not go ahead and go for it right here? If you get it, you keep your drive going.
There's
if you
Red
don't,
Barons, by the way.
Yeah, he's
bundled up.
Look how wet he is. See there?
Here they
That
go.
rain is
4th
coming.
and 2. Looks like they're going. At least they're going to try and draw them off at the least. Foreman takes the snap, looks for a hole, puts his head down.
he
He
did
is
not
a yard
get it.
short. Lakeview holds, and the Patriots will get the ball back, trailing 10-7. The defensive struggle continues. There was nothing available there. Let's see who made the play. It looked like several
Elias
Patriots.
there. Yeah, a lot of them. 90 again.
Victor
Awana.
Smith is a little bit a part of it there, number 50. Did you get 55 on that?
Yeah, Class right there. He's on.
Ochoa? No, that's Sachse.
Yeah, that was a great defensive stance right there by the guy sitting on that bench.
Yeah, you said it. Callis was 55. So the Patriots take over, trailing 10-7, 3:44 left, 3rd quarter. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers wide to the right. That's the wide side. Gonna fake it, and Adams is gonna keep it around right end. Got a blocker out there, but too many defenders, although he does get 5 yards on 1st down. Looked like he might get a lot more when that play took off.
Yeah, it looks like if he would have took off running straight up the field, he probably would have got the 1st down, but he kind of waited here. So he's got room right there, but then he breaks it out. When you break it out,
Well,
you're going the wrong direction.
let's be fair, too. Adams is not the quickest kid in the world, but that was wide open. They wish they could get Wheaton that wide open on a sweep. But that's been a problem all night long. They cannot get their running back wide.
Well, I think they've needed to run the quarterback a couple of times
Adams,
to open it up.
he'll throw it too tall. Jones tried to climb the ladder but could not come up with it. He also threw a very hard, wet ball, and that made it even harder to catch over there. And by the way, I can now see the rain coming down. When you can see it from where we are, you know it's coming down pretty good.
Yeah, that's right. And the receiver's like, oh, I'm taking my gloves off because of that. But that wasn't his fault. That ball was coming in hot. That ball's probably heavy and wet.
Yeah. And it wasn't very good either. It was very tall.
Yeah, he had to go way up to get it. So
Even if that
it's
hit him
not
in
your
the-
gloves' fault, buddy.
Even if it hit him in the belly, it would have been a tough catch. 3rd and 5, Lakeview from midfield. Wheaton takes the handoff, looking for a block. Gets to the outside. He has the 1st down and a few more. He finally got to the sideline and faced it up.
And here comes
they're
the
going to give him.
flags.
We do have a flag. He
Yeah.
did get 17 to the 33.
They're going to get the receiver out here at Lakeview.
Too good of a block, huh?
Reed's like, what did I do? I didn't even do anything.
But one time he gets to the sideline and turns it up, they got a penalty.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 3rd down.
There it is.
Yep, right there.
Probably a block in the back. It's a spot foul, so they're still going to have a manageable need here. Remember, he got to the 33. Of course, the marker was further back. They're going to start walking it from the 47, it appears. Well, they're going to put it down to 46. It's going to make for a 3rd and 9.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier, is that, might as well go for it on 4th down, because Lakeview just hasn't done anything offensively. And every time they do something pretty good, they have a negative play.
There haven't been many penalties, but there's been some key penalties in this game. Here they go on 3rd and 9. 2 receivers each way, ball left hash. It's an empty gun for Adams. And needless to say, he's a throwing slant pass in and out of the hands of Jalen Davis. Looked like he might have it. And then when he put his feet down, the ball came loose. So will they go or punt, trailing 10-7 from their own 46? You never know, because Adams will just drop back and punt it.
Just a tough catch right there.
It wasn't a perfect pass by any means. A little bit behind him, wasn't it?
It was between the linebacker and safety. It's kind of where you had to put it, but it's just a tough catch.
So far, they look like they're going, but Adams has been known to kick it. There is a man back for Sachse. Hey, they've been listening to us. Jarrett will punt it. It's not a thing of beauty. It rolls to the 26 where it's picked up.
Yeah, but that's
like Jones on the return.
Yeah, that's a designed kick. He punts it rugby style on the ground, tries to bounce it around so there can't be a return.
Well, if it's
there.
a designed kick, then it's a good kick, because other than that, it doesn't look very good.
Yeah, he's not
it barely leaves the field.
Trying to hit it 4 seconds in the air. He's trying to just bounce it down there.
It's more like 4 on the ground and 1 in the air. They're going to mark it at the 27. Mustangs will have it with a 10-7 lead. It's been a defensive struggle tonight. 2:58 third quarter. Foreman going to throw on 1st down. Deep slant.
Nice.
Battle for the ball, and Jones has caught it. Nice catch there by... yeah, that's Robert Jones. Wanted to double check that. Robert Jones with a catch and a 1st down at the 40, a gain of 13.
Yeah, it was great coverage by Ayers, and there was a lot of people, but just a very nice thrown ball.
Yeah, it took a perfect pass, and it was. Coleman puts his head into a wall of Patriots, and he's going to lose a yard back to the 39. There was nothing available there, and we're going to have a stoppage in play. I don't know what this is about.
Please
so
reset
far.
the clock to 2:25. 2:25.
There's just nothing been going on right through the middle of that big offensive and defensive line right there. It's just been clogged up the whole night.
Now they'll rewind the clock. We'll have a 2nd and 11 at the 39. 2:20 and counting third quarter. Again, the winner of this game will remain in 1st place, at least in a tie. The loser will fall out of 1st place. It's a 4-way tie coming in. These are 2 of the teams at 3-1. A roll and a pass. He dropped it off short, incomplete. Tried to hit Lopez. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, Victor
Or was
Smith
that
with a
Herrera?
lot of the pressure right there. He's chasing the quarterback all the way to the sideline and makes him throw an ill-advised pass right there. So it sets up a 3rd and long.
That was Matthew Herrera, pardon me. 3rd and 11. Or Sachse would probably punt it away with a 10-7 lead in their own territory. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. Foreman's got time. Middle. Oh, what a great catch. Down the middle by Herrera. It looks like he is hurt as he came down, but he held on to the football. What a circus catch from Matthew Herrera.
Official timeout for an injury.
Gain of 15 to the 45 of Lakeview. Look at this catch. It may hurt, but he held on. That was the impressive
Man,
part.
that was very nice.
Why don't we take a timeout? 1:57 third quarter. 10-7 Sachse on GRS TV. There's Herrera, who just made that circus catch. He looks to be okay, has to come out for at least a play. It gives him a first down at the Lakeview 45, 15-yard gain. Quick out pass caught, or incomplete, intended for Neighbors. Not a good pass there from Foreman.
The threat of Foreman throwing the ball has made Lakeview kind of back up, so it should open up the running game for Coleman a little bit.
Neither of these star backs has had a good night. Not necessarily their fault either.
Sachse with 135 total yards, 101 in the air.
Wheaton's got 28 rushing. Coleman has 31 rushing. And these are two all-district backs, I'm sure, by year's end. Foreman going to run the middle screen. Never had a chance, and it was not caught.
Boy, they read it. They read it big time. You see Harris there at number 55, I think, was on the tackle. You watch how they see they're blitzing. They see it right there. They just back up and they focus in on him. That's knowing football right there. They've been watching a lot of film and saw that happening and read it really good.
Keelan Cooper was the intended receiver. 3rd and 10. Three receivers to this wide side, the right side, one to the left. Foreman looking right, gonna throw it deep middle, incomplete. Tarver had an interception and dropped it. He looked like the intended receiver, Ja'Cory Tarver. The actual intended receiver was Robert Jones.
He gets a good pocket to throw it in. Oh, right off the face mask.
So Sachse with a 3-point lead will punt it away probably as Perez waits back at the 41. Rain continuing to come down lightly, but it's been steady all night. Very high kick. This is a beauty. Hits at the 10. Nobody's down there. Now they try and get there, and the ball will go into the end zone. If you had a person down there, Bobby, they could have pinned that inside the 10. But
that's right. But the defense, the guy from Lakeview, I'm not sure his number, but he acted like he was going to fair catch it.
Oh, really? A little decoy.
And then he took off running like he was going to go catch it. Everybody stopped around him, and it just gave the ball just enough time.
So the decoy worked, and that saved them 10 yards or so because they're going to start at the 20 instead of inside the 10. The old decoy play by the return man. Here comes Lakeview trailing 10-7 late 3rd quarter. They've had a little offense here in the second half, but they only trail by 3. Wheaton in there running back. And that's Garnett Burke in the Wildcat. He takes the snap. He'll fake it and run with it. Burke trying to get the edge. He stops and then goes forward and gets a little bit more than he deserved, really. That was a nice, smart play by Garnett Burke. And he got 6 out of nothing there.
Yeah, he had some good linemen blocking in front of him, but that's the difference between him running it and the quarterback running it. He's able to get to the outside and break around there.
And then a smart, you saw him hesitate. He looked like a running back. While the quarterback's usually just trying to get out of bounds. 2nd and 4 from the 26.
Well, you can see the rain coming down on that play.
Yeah, it's picked up here recently. Burke again in the Wildcat. Got a hand it this time to Wheaton. Sweep left. He breaks one tackle, evades another, gets a block, and has a nice gain out to the 36-yard line. They blocked that one well as he finally got some yardage on the edge.
So they're changing it around. Now they're kind of coming out of the Wildcat with a little bit different, saying, okay, if we're going to run the ball, let's get some people in here that can run it fast. Now they have to take in consideration of Burke running it, and they can't just all focus on Wheaton, and that's why he was able to pick that yardage up.
That's 10 yards for Wheaton.
And you see the quarterback there. Adams is going out as a receiver now.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So he's basically taking Burke's spot. He's going out there as the slot receiver.
Watch for that pass behind the line, and then he throws it downfield. You always got to be aware of that. When
in this weather, I'm not
sure. Timeout. Lakeview. First charge, timeout.
Let's take a timeout also. Actually, the quarter has run out, but they said timeout Lakeview, so they may put a second back on the clock here. Because, they're going to put 2 seconds back on the clock. Let's take a timeout. 2 seconds left, 3rd quarter. 10-7 Sachse here on GRS TV. It has really picked up raining here at Williams Stadium. This might be the hardest it's rained all night, so protecting the football will be the key here in a 10-7 game. Sachse leads it. This will be the final play, it appears, of the third quarter. Garnett Burke in there at Wildcat. He just takes the snap and keeps it. Oh, he gets cut down hard. And a late flag. Could be an illegal block or maybe some illegal tackle, as Matthew Carter made the spilling tackle about the 35.
Yeah, I think it's kind of smart. If it's raining this hard and you know you're not throwing the ball, might as well put some speed in there and see if you can change the pace of the game up for the running game.
They've looked like a whole different team once Burke went in at Wildcat. Anyway, why don't we take another break? That's your final play of the third. No, we'll keep it right here, like the truck says.
Is it a holding? What would be over there on that side?
I think it's a legal block.
We got 2 fouls on the play. Oh. 1 live ball, 1 dead ball. We got holding on the offense, number 8. That 10-yard penalty would be marked off. After the play, we got unsportsmanlike conduct, number 8 on the defense. Be 15 yards from the first penalty spot. First down.
That's Matthew Carter who made the tackle, so maybe he got up and had something to say about his tackle.
Right.
That's about all I can understand.
5-yard gain, I guess.
Yeah, you end up gaining 5 out of it.
I wanted to see the referee.
They're going to move the chains here.
I wanted to see him walk 10 yards one way and then 15 yards the other.
He did, actually. You missed it. They just did that. I don't see why. Why not just mark 5 yards forward?
Off, right?
Why? Now watch number 8 who got the penalty. There's your hold, by the way.
Yeah, that's the
maybe
second
not a
penalty
hold, but it's illegal.
On him on that.
No, there's Carter. He didn't do anything wrong. He must have mouthed. It's the only way he did. Yeah, here he comes walking over that way. Yeah, he's jumping up and down. He must have said something.
Yeah, you're right there by the referee. They can just go ahead and toss it out there.
So we're going to reverse ends of the field at the end of the quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter.
Now they're going to try and get a dry football out there. That's their first concern. This is really as hard as it's rained. Maybe all day here in the Garland area, and we've got a bunch. Bobby, we're going to have more rain tomorrow night for the big Friday night game. You know, there's a ton of Friday games. Thursday's a light schedule. So they're expecting at least an inch, maybe up to 3 inches of rain over these 2 days. And cold to go with it. I got another game due tomorrow night. I'm glad I'm going to be inside. That's going to be the crowds are not going to be good tomorrow night. I get the feeling like they normally are on a Friday night.
Right.
That's when the districts make their money at the gate, and I have a feeling the gate's going to be small tomorrow night. Bobby's got a game tomorrow night. Yep. And we'll have it. That reminds me that we'll have 2 games for you this week as you're watching GRS football, and we'll go with that in just a second. Here's the next play, 1st and 10. That's number 1 in the game. Ooh. Was that 1 or 11? It looked like 1 at first.
But
Garnett
41 just made a great
What
play
happened
right
was
there.
41 grabbed his jersey and it became a 1, and I thought it was number 1 maybe.
Well,
no, that's
Scotty
Garnett.
Jesmer get through there. I mean, he's been
Jesmer's
everywhere
had a heck of a
today.
game. And mainly on the edges, as you pointed out. He's one of the reasons they cannot get outside tonight. Until recently when they put Burke in there at quarterback.
He's not a huge player. He's 5'11", 160, but he has just played his position just perfectly tonight. And his game is really, he's been the player of the game so far.
2nd and forever. They need the 46 of Sachse, and they're at their own 32, Lakeview is. So that is 22 yards needed.
Timeout, Lakeview.
They just keep
Take a
burning them.
timeout.
So why don't we take a timeout? 11:09 fourth quarter, 10-7 Sachse over Lakeview Centennial here on GRS TV.
Everybody choose GISD, a diverse community, providing exceptional education to every kid we see. That's the mission. Reaching the future by driving excellence. Yeah, that's the vision. We have values. We believe every student can learn, and every student deserves our best. You ready for your turn? Come join us and be a part you could be. Garland ISD proud too.
As the rain continues to come down, Lakeview does have the wind at their back here in the fourth, which will help not to have that blowing wind in your or that blowing rain in your face in the fourth quarter. But they face a 2nd and 22, I believe was my calculation, at the 32. They got to get into Sachse territory now. They've got 2 downs to do it. Snap it to Adams, who hands it off. A broken tackle by Wheaton. He's got the sideline, up the sideline, a pretty good gainer.
Did he almost step out of bounds?
Yeah, they're going to say earlier than I thought. He's going to be about 8 yards short of the first down. But a nice game by Kamara Wheaton.
There you go. Little draw play.
Look at the broken
look
tackle.
At that breakout of that. Such a nice breakout.
He's got strength, vision, and speed. He's got it all, they say. You saw it right there.
Well, Sachse's just daring them to run because they're not even – they've got trips right here. And you'll see 41, which we've been talking about all day. He's not covering anybody. So you got the little 5-yard out or whatever. It's just wide open, but they're not going to throw it over there.
Tried to run the tunnel screen. Was it picked off? Yes, it's an interception, they say, on the tip. And your man Jesmer, Bobby. Your man Jesmer made the play.
Player of the game on defense here.
For Sachse, we've had a couple of players for Lakeview, but I'd say the winning team ought to have the defensive player of the game, don't you? Right now it's Sachse who's winning 10-7. Watch this play by Jesmer.
Yeah, I think he blocks it and catches it.
Wasn't easy. I haven't seen any evidence that he caught it, actually. It may have hit the ground, but you can't change the call. Big play, Sachse with good field position at the 38 of Lakeview. 1st and 10, 10:58 remaining. Mustangs 3 timeouts, Lakeview down to 1 timeout left. They may need those. Full house backfield. Sachse looks like they want to just run it and run that clock as they toss it left. Good running room for Coleman, who's got a first down. Still fighting as he gets a few extra to the 22. That's a 17-yard gain. But, yeah, are they going to bring this back on the penalty? Looks like holding Sachse. Must have been a reason. Boy, we haven't had many players get to the edge on runs tonight. And when we have, there's been
offense,
penalties
70,
usually.
10-yard penalty from
which
the spot of the foul.
Shows you how good these defenses are.
Yeah, just a quick pitch.
They've had to hold to get to the edge tonight. That's how good the defensive play has been.
That has, yeah. They've been really good.
Almost every one of those have been wiped out by penalty, the successful runs around the end. So mark it off. Actually, that was a spot foul, so it's going to be the always interesting 1st and 17. Don't see that very often. Foreman going to throw. Plenty of time. Deep, wide open. Oh, but he threw it beyond him a little bit, and Brian Jones made the headlong dive and couldn't catch it. Boy, perfect. Any kind of a good throw, and that's a touchdown, Sachse.
He has plenty of time in the pocket. Look at this pocket protection right there.
Great protection.
By big number 61. Just toss it down there, put some wind on that ball, and just
Bobby,
right out of the reach.
Based on the post pattern, he needed that time for the receiver to get open or to get downfield, and that's why the play almost was successful. The pass was not good.
Boy, Caden Parr, he was just blocking. He did a great job. I mean, he's got a Wanahu up there. He's blocking him.
2nd and 17. Foreman spins away from one, another, and he's going to get a gain out of this. Has some blockers downfield. Xavier Foreman. Oh, what a run all the way to the 10-yard line. 26-yard gain, and he should have been sacked in the backfield.
Oh, man. That's what you don't want defensively. You don't want it to break down, but look at this. They had him on the blitz. He shakes it. Then he starts to bacon it.
Good call. Shaking and baking. Fried chicken. Look, he made the tackle. Who else but Gavin Harris way downfield. It's all 13 and 14 for Lakeview. Foreman, he bobbles it. Ball's on the ground. Lakeview appears to have it. An unthinkable mistake for Sachse, and that is going to keep Lakeview in this game. 9:47 left. Still down 10-7, but a Sachse touchdown may have put this one out of reach,
just
Bobby.
Right through his hands right there, and then boom, Adams just able to knock him off the ball.
Really an inexcusable mistake there. Snaps have been an adventure all night for Sachse and shotgun.
Great defensive stop right there. I mean, you needed it because this game, you're right, it's 10-7, but it's very difficult for Lakeview to be able to score, move the ball. They've had a hard time all night. If you score right there, that could have been it.
Let me take back something I just said. I'm not sure that was the center's fault on that snap. It looked like a fairly good snap. 1st and 10 Lakeview inside their 20 at the 18. Got a long way to go. They'll run it, though, with Wheaton, and he gets a quick 5 to the 12, make it 6 to the 24.
Yeah, Burke does a little. He's coming in motion and takes that handoff from going right to left.
Oh, it was Burke. I'm sorry. Now I know what you were trying to tell me.
Right there.
There you go.
Wheaton lead blocking.
Yeah, Wheaton lead blocking.
He kind of missed the block. And
yeah, I don't think Kamar's going to be moved to offensive lineman anytime soon.
Yeah.
Lakeview taking a lot of time, but they've got 9 minutes, trailing 10-7 from the 24. This time Wheaton will get it, and he runs into Ryan Jones among others after a short gain. They're going to give him the 25, and it's going to be 3rd and 2 Lakeview. You better get this or they'll have to punt it away.
Yeah, you don't want to have to punt right now. Your defense has been on the field too long. Boy, Ryan Jones just makes a great stop right there.
Pursuing down the line. Lakeview again, they take a lot of time in the huddle, these mini huddles. Yes, that's a huddle, folks, if you didn't know what you call that. They're rare nowadays. Under center is Adams. Wheaton with the handoff. He's got the first down. He just plows forward. The offensive line got enough push. Moved the chains at the 29.
Yeah, nice play right there. Just get in there. Don't have people going from right to left, left to right. Just get manhandle your front 7 right there and let Wheaton bulldoze in for a first down.
It's funny, in today's game, especially tonight, there's very few runs just right straight ahead. Usually there's an angle at them. You know, that one was just, hey, we're going to overpower you here. First down, ball inside the 30. Same situation, but they are going to run the counter left. Wheaton breaks one tackle, but is downed by the second man, Matthew Carter, after a 1-yard gain.
Well, we've seen it work all year long with these big offensive linemen. They've been able to pull those pulling guards. They get out there and push people around, but Sachse's got some really quick and strong defensive guys, so it's not been as easy running for them tonight.
2nd and 8 Lakeview. 3 receivers are wide right.
And then when you take the passing away, then Sachse just knows to stop the run the whole time.
Rain continuing to pelt down here. When I can see it, just looking out there, you know it's heavy. Adams,
he's wide
play
open.
Action roll, throw, caught. Caleb Reed, and that'll be a first down before he's hammered out of bounds.
Yeah, that's been wide open all day long, but they've just not been able to throw it because the ball's too heavy and too wet. He was open for a long time.
He's lucky to get it off, and then watch the catch. Reed was pretty well open there. All you had to do is get it to him, and a fresh set of downs at the 46. Lakeview piecing together a drive here that started deep in their own territory. They need one, down 10-7. 7:03 left. This could be their final possession if they take a long time with it. Patriots need at least 3 to stay alive. Wheaton, little delay handoff, and he had nothing working there. The penetration and first hit was made by Lazarus Rosario. The clock now moving. Got a little slow start starting the clock as we're now under 7 minutes.
Now, see, he's waiting for those big linemen to get downfield for him.
But they forgot about the ones in the back.
But, yeah, that's the problem. You know, Sachse is so fast that if you lead those guys that are pulling, there's a guy in front of them, and those dudes are following those guards, and they're running him right into Kamari Wheaton.
2nd and 10. A lot of backside tackles for Sachse.
Are they going to have to call another timeout and lose their last timeout?
Well, you might as well use them all up early.
No.
Here they go. Timeout Lakeview. We'll take one, too. 6:23 left. Good one on a wet night in Garland. 10-7. Sachse over Lakeview Centennial here on GRS TV. Well, Lakeview just used their final timeout, which they might need. We have 6:23 left, and they trail 10-7. It's been a long time-consuming drive, and again, if they continue to take a lot of time, this could be their final possession of the game. But if they get 7, they would take the lead. 6 would take the lead as they trail by 3. I'll warn you, it's not a big field goal kicking team. They've only tried 2 all year. Burke
this
with
could
a big
be
one.
it.
This could go the distance. Garland Burke, touchdown, Lakeview Centennial. The Patriots lead it.
Yeah.
And there's no penalty markers.
That's the first thing I start looking for. Watch Kamari Wheaton get a big block right there. Everybody shields it off, and then, you know, Burke's so fast.
Yep. I think you called it. Putting Burke in has changed the game. It puts so much more speed in their backfield. Wheaton takes a step or two to get going, in my opinion. Burke gives you a quick burst. It's a nice compliment to Wheaton.
Well, it gives the defense can't focus in on Wheaton at this point because they know that there's 2 guys that can run it.
Here's the PA. Oh, they messed it up. We've got a penalty marker, whatever that means, thrown by the umpire. Let's see what this is all about. It's a 3-point lead. They were hoping to make it a 4-point lead and force more than a field goal from Sachse. So this is a pretty big play in this game.
Leaping, number 75 of the defense. That penalty will be half the distance. Retry PAT.
Wow.
I wouldn't be surprised you just line up and try to lean forward and get in the end zone. If you're half the distance, you're basically on the 1-yard line.
1 to 2, 1.5 approximately, but they're going to line up for I think the extra point is so important you try and get it if you can. You know what I'm saying? A 4-point lead would be huge because they like to kick field goals, Sachse does. And the kick is good. So it's a big point on a wet night. So let's take another timeout. We got a brand new ball game. Lakeview
Offsides on the
Centennial
defense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play
14.
PAT good.
And Sachse 10 as they decline the penalty. Back with more in a moment here on GRS TV. Impressive scoring drive as you see folks huddled up on a cold, wet night at Williams Stadium.
Well, you know, these high school kids, they don't want to put on a jacket or anything.
No,
so they'll come out here in shorts and a T-shirt. It's raining. And
yeah. No, the days of the heavy coat are gone, Bob. I haven't owned one in a while. Not a big, heavy one.
What an awesome drive right there.
Wow, look at this kickoff. Look at it came out of a cannon. Wow.
That's what you want to do right there.
What a booming kick. I mean, even if somebody was back there, he couldn't have caught it. And let's give credit where credit's due. That's Esteban Villarreal. They have 2 or 3 kickers on that Lakeview team. See what can happen when you kick it deep.
Wow, Lakeview now after that drive, 239 total yards. I mean, they went for a while not having any yards out there, and then all of a sudden it's 289, 127 in the air, 112 on the air and on the ground. And a lot of that is because they changed the way they were running the ball with Burkett. 1st and 10, Perez. Short pass caught by Frost, and he just runs forward and gets the first down because he was so wide open. He gets, 15 out of that. It's interesting that they're still trying to throw the ball like this. You know, they're mainly a running team. Now. Yeah,
I can see it.
Absolutely. It's just raining so hard. You would think that Lakeview could put some guys up on these receivers and not let them off the line of scrimmage.
5:44 and counting. Sachse does have all 3 of their timeouts left. Trailing 14-10. A broken tackle of Coleman with the extra effort may have the first down, or he's a little bit short. Either way, nice run by Sean Coleman.
Boy, he just pushes his way through. You can see his jersey getting pulled back, and he just keeps those feet a-turning.
They'll mark it at the 49. That's a 9-yard gain. 2nd and 1. Almost a free play. I wouldn't be surprised if they go big with a pass here. Do have 3 receivers. Gonna pitch it left. Coleman first down and more before he's bumped out at the 43. Move the chains. Sachse is on the move here, down by 4.
Sachse might be just wearing down the big defense of Lakeview because they have so many players. You got guys going both ways on Lakeview, and on Sachse you got a full defense and a full offense, a full special teams. They got so many players. This time of the game, they just kind of, you can get worn down.
1st and 10 at the 44 of Lakeview. Got to go to the end zone, down by 4. Coleman fighting forward. He got 3 out of very little to the 41. 5 minutes and counting with all 3 of their timeouts left.
You know, Victor Smith right there making a big stop. Again, it looks like Coleman's got some running room. Watch right in here. See, he's got some room to go. Nobody's putting a body on him. Like before, he had nothing and always had hands on him. Now he's starting to get a little room.
Saw a lot of hands on hips there for a moment defensively. Coleman, he is spilled after a 2-yard gain to the 39. He tried to sweep it right, and good pursuit down the line by the Patriots, forcing a 3rd and 5 for Sachse.
Well, he's gonna be
4 down territory, though. You got 2 downs to get 5, barring a penalty. Sachse going into a light wind, cold wind, though, here in the 4th quarter.
Coleman's rushed the ball 17 times for 30 yards. I mean, he's been hit
way
a lot.
below his average. He came in averaging 121 yards a ball game. Foreman has the snap, pass, dropped. It was at the waist of Marshall Frost. He couldn't hang on. It would have been a first down by about a yard. So now, because of the drop, you got a 4th and 5. Yeah. This could be your ball game right here.
Well, that was a good pass. That's a big wet ball right there, and he hit him. That's a first down if he catches.
Yeah, let's be fair. It's a wet ball, probably. Tough catch. But still, it hit him in a good spot. So 4th and 5, Mustangs have to go here. Now, if they don't get it, they're still going to have just a little under 4 minutes. They could get the ball back, especially with all 3 timeouts. So this is not do or die, but they could use a first down. Slant, caught. First down, Mustangs at the 30 of Lakeview. And that is Robert Jones, who's had a good night.
Foreman does a great job of throwing here, but, you know, it's interesting because it looked like Lakeview was in punt defense. They had dropped a safety back for punting.
Really?
And it's 4th down and 4. I don't
know if
understand
Foreman has ever punted the ball this year. I don't think so. He has the snap. Foreman looks downfield all day. Now he's flushed right. Going to take off with it. He's a good runner. Runs into a man, breaks loose. He's going to get a little bit out of this to the 27. That's 3 yards when he could have been tackled at the line of scrimmage. Clock running 3:15 and counting. Right now, Sachse is not using their 3 timeouts. Again, they're down by 4 all day, but give credit to the secondary. They had everybody covered. He runs into his own blocker, gets a couple. We're under 3 minutes as Foreman waits on 2nd and 7. Has some time, but here comes the rush up the middle, and he'll be downed. He had a couple of seconds, and that was it.
Yeah, this time it was a delay blitz by Jonathan Brown.
It's going to be 3rd and long, clock running at 2:40.
And Nicholas Calais there, both of them come through there.
If I'm Sachse, I'd take a timeout here and maybe discuss a 3rd and long play here. I bet you they will on 4th down anyway. They can't kick a field goal. They have to have a touchdown down by 4. And it would be a very long field goal anyway. 3rd and 13. Foreman, a little bit of time. Fires. Almost picked off. The receiver fell at the last second, and the defender looked like he was going to pick it off. Nwasu, it looked like.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be a holding on the offense here.
I decline this. If I'm
see how they got to grab him right there? They're just grabbing him. Looked like Coleman had to stop the rush.
Would you decline this? If you decline it, it's 4th and 13. If you take the penalty, it's 3rd and...
On the offense, that penalty's declined.
There you go.
The result of the play will be 4th down.
I think that's wise, Bobby. If you have one stop on 4th and 13, I think Lakeview has confidence in their defense. Again,
although
Sachse
it'd be very difficult to get a 20-something yards, 25 yards. That'd be pretty difficult.
Sure, but they'd have 2 downs to do it.
That's true.
They only have 1 down to get 13. I like the call.
Yes. It's the right one.
3 receivers wide right. Foreman looking right. Has time. Now he's going to go down the middle. Off the hands of the intended receiver, Herrera. It would have been right at the 1st down marker. It would have been close, but they couldn't make the connection. Lakeview is held, and the Patriots are in celebration mode. But keep in mind, Sachse has all 3 of their timeouts left, and there's 2:10 on the clock. So Mustangs will get the ball back, possibly.
Yeah, so Burke makes the big play there. He also makes the big play for the touchdown.
Boy, 11, 13, and 14 are the MVPs tonight for Lakeview, aren't they?
They've done a heck of a job tonight. They came to play ball.
And remember, 11 is going both ways almost all night, too.
Oh, so have all these linemen.
Yeah. They don't have the rosters. If you look at the 2 sidelines, Sachse has a lot more players than Lakeview Centennial.
Yeah, that's what I say. They have an offense and a defense and a special team. And at Lakeview, they're going both ways.
Lakeview's got a chance to win this. A 1st down would help. First play is a loss. Sachse takes the first of their 3 timeouts here. Bobby, what do you got tomorrow night with Steve Reeves?
Timeout.
Yeah, it's North Garland, South Garland tomorrow night, or that'll be tomorrow night. And of course, all this week you can watch this game and that game, North Garland and South Garland, right here on GRS TV. North Garland's still in the playoff hunt, so tune that one in all week long, and then we've got 2 more for you next week.
North's been a good team this year. They really have.
They've improved greatly.
Yeah, they actually beat Lakeview 28-14. And of course, Sachse beat them last week 24-21.
South Garland struggling under their new head coach. Tomasio Martinez, I believe is his name. First-year head coach. Trying to turn that program around. That'd be a good one. Those are 2 old Garland rivals. So tune in that one all week long here on GRS TV, as well as this one. You can watch this one as many times as you want. 1st or 2nd and 11, I should say, Lakeview. Trying to run out the clock. Not going to get much on this Wheaton run over right tackle. Another timeout, Sachse. They're down to 1 timeout. 2:01 left, and it's going to be 3rd and long for Lakeview. So again, Sachse can get the ball back if they do not allow a 1st down.
It just looks like Lakeview thinks, we're going to win, let's run the clock out, but they don't realize that Sachse had all 3 of theirs. They didn't burn all of theirs in 1 quarter.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Actually, it only took 2 quarters tonight for Lakeview to burn all 6 of theirs.
So, I mean, you've got to get as 1st down now. You've got to coach these guys not to lose, but to win.
This will be the play right here. This is the big one. Sachse holds, they can force a punt and get the ball back. A 1st down, and then Lakeview can run out this clock. I'm pretty sure, because Sachse's out of time. Well, they'll have to use their final timeout, and then they could run it out. Well, I don't know. Yeah, if they get a first down, they're going to be able to run the clock out. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, you've got to get this first down, though, but it's not looking like they're trying to. They're just trying to run the ball and run the clock out.
Well, they're hoping to break one loose, but it isn't working because they've got a 3rd and 10. They lose one and gain one, 3rd and 10.
Yeah, but earlier they were using Burke in the backfield. Now they've got the quarterback back in there, and he's under center, so it's just going to be a handoff.
Actually, I think he dropped the ball. If not, I think the ball's loose. He dropped it, Bobby, and Sachse has got it. Yes, Mustang football. He dropped the snap. I saw it go through his hands. Wow. He never got the snap. Here's your replay. Good job by GRS TV crew here.
Wow.
It's so clogged up in there you can't even see the football. But Sachse reacted immediately like we may have the football, and they did. So Mustangs with a 1 timeout, 1:55 left. They trail by 4, 14-10. On that recovery for Sachse was Quentin Williams. Foreman wants to throw. He'll just throw it into the ground, incomplete. Smart play there. They may get him. Well, they may get a hold or intentional grounding here, Bobby.
I mean, yeah, he throws it down, and
he did not get it back to the line of scrimmage, did he? Now they're going to pick it up.
The receiver was in the area. I guess
that's right. If there is a receiver, you don't have to throw it beyond the line of scrimmage.
I guess there was a screen there because, I mean, who was he?
I don't know, but it was a wise play by Xavier Foreman. Even if it was illegal, it was really wise. 2nd and 10. It also stops the clock. They don't have to burn that final timeout. 1:51. 2nd and 10. Remember, they need the end zone down by 4. Sachse does. Here comes the rush at the last minute. Foreman evades it. Drops it off, and it's off the hands of Jones. He wouldn't have gotten much as long as he did not break a tackle over there. So it was not a bad drop, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
Foreman does a good job again of stepping up in the pocket right here. Just slipping that tackle, finding his guy.
He had time again, Bobby. The coverage downfield, that was just kind of a last-minute drop-off.
Right, and if he catches that ball, he gets to the outside and probably gets out of bounds, stops the clock.
If he can break that one-on-one tackle over there. 3rd and 10. Foreman, time, middle. Oh, he threw it behind Herrera. And it looked like the hit was on time. It doesn't appear to be early. That's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, there you go. See, Burke playing safety back there. He's got a lot of speed, and he just reacted to the ball being thrown. He's watching the quarterback's eyes.
Foreman's behind with the pass here. It looked like. Yeah. Oh, was he early with the hit?
It was a little early, but that ball was thrown so far behind him. I don't know how he would have ever made the catch.
4th and 10. Of course, we thought Lakeview was going to win it a moment ago, and they had a fumble at the wrong time.
Got him. He's open.
All day, fire. Caught. First down inside the 20 by Herrera. Herrera's had a heck of a night. They'll move the chains and stop the clock momentarily. Good job by Herrera to go chain hunting. He was beyond the first down marker. At the 18.
We've seen Lakeview put so much pressure on the quarterback all night, and now it just seems like they're not getting there to the quarterback at all.
1st and 10, 18. Foreman, time. End zone, middle. Oh, he almost hit the intended receiver. The pass was a little too far for Jaden Hunter, who had a step on the defender. Good positioning, too.
Yeah, this time they send a lot of pressure up the middle and doesn't sit there and let Foreman just bounce around and step around and find his guys downfield. I mean, I think that's what you got to do. Keep that pressure on him. It looks like the defense has kind of changed their philosophy in the last 2 or 3 minutes.
2nd and 10, 1:12 left. 1 timeout Sachse, no timeouts Lakeview. Sachse down 14-10. Foreman steps up, throws, incomplete. He would have been downed if he didn't unload the football, so not a bad incompletion. A share of first place at stake here. The winner will stay in first. The loser will move into 2nd.
So you got to put some pressure on him like that and make him throw quick.
Coleman the lone back, but they might run him here and try and mix it up a little, but no. Foreman goes into the corner of the end zone. One-on-one, diving try.
Did he get it?
It is a touchdown, Sachse.
trying to see if it's an interception.
We should have a replay coming your way, but what a catch has been ruled by Jaden Hunter.
They're going to call it. They don't know if it's an interception or a touchdown is the problem.
We got a call, though, from the line judge over here. He put his arms up, touchdown. That doesn't mean they can't change it because there was a fight for the football in the end zone. Garnett Burke was involved, it appeared. The officials are discussing it. That's your field judge and your referee. The field judge, the F, touchdown.
Result of the
Sachse.
play is a touchdown.
And look at the celebration on the home side, Bob. Looks like a jailbreak down here. They're going crazy down here. Here's your replay in slow motion. Great job by the GRS crew. It's going to be hard to tell, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks. Either way, man, it's a great play. They get it. Touchdown. Sachse is going crazy. Only a minute left, and guess what?
Perez.
They have no timeouts. Lakeview has 0 timeouts.
Big extra point. This would make it a 3-point game if Perez can hit it. It's high enough and good enough. 1:01 remaining. Sachse now retakes the lead, 17-14 over Lakeview Centennial. Back with the waning moments of this one in a moment here on GRS TV.
Everybody choose GISD, a diverse community, providing exceptional education to every kid we see. That's the mission. Reaching the future by driving excellence. Yeah, that's the vision. We have values. We believe every student can learn, and every student deserves our best. You ready for your turn? Come join us and be a part you could be. Garland ISD proud too.
Sachse will kick it off with 1 minute and 1 second left. Now remember, Lakeview's going to get the ball, but with no timeouts. First of all, Bobby, they could use a long kick return. If I'm Sachse, I kick it out of bounds, I squib it. I don't allow them to, of course, I don't want to hand them good field position either, because it's just a 3-point game. And they're going to go fairly deep. The Perez kick will be caught at the 20, and they're going to return this. It's going to be a short return, though.
Well, again, you know, you can't line up and just run it up the middle and think you're going to run the clock out. So there was the first problem with Lakeview, is that they tried to run the clock out.
Jaden Hunter, number 4.
You just can't hardly tell if it goes through his hands and they roll up on it, and that's why number 7 ends up with the ball right there.
Brian Jones was the defender, number 7.
Jones, yeah.
It's hard to tell, and you can't do anything about it, really. I mean, you just make the call and move on. At least they talked about it, discussed it. They think they got the call right. Adams runs the screen. It could be pass interference. Somebody climbed Wheaton's back, but there's no penalty as Kendall Miller is letting the head linesman have it on the far side.
And he should, because that was definitely pass interference. And
he was all over his back, and it was unnecessary. It wouldn't have gone for that much anyway.
But, you know, if you're Kendall Miller, you know everybody on the sideline saw the ball, saw the same play.
Yeah, it's toward their sideline. That's another reason he's trying to buy a call over there.
Yeah, the referee saw exactly what everybody else saw.
Miller is still yelling in his face over there, it appears. Second and 10, Patriots. 50 seconds. Now the clock runs. Adams almost had it picked off. He tried to run the same play to this side, a screen to Wheaton, and Sachse was ready for it. Got to go downfield here, you would think. They got whatever wind there is at their back here in the 4th.
Yeah, and you don't want to wait till 3rd and 4th play, because now you're going to have safeties just sitting way deep on you. You want to do that on 1st and 2nd down to go deep. 3rd and 4th, you know, you can go a little shorter.
I just checked the rain. A very light rain is coming down, but it's at the back of Lakeview with about a 10-mile-an-hour wind. So they really ought to try and go downfield here, especially after 2 screens in a row. 2 receivers each way on 3rd and 10.
The middle of the field's open.
Gonna go deep far sideline. He just way overthrew everybody, but there were 2 defenders and only 1 receiver in the area. It would have been a tough catch intended for Caleb Reed, and it's 4th and 10. We may be 1 play away from this game being over.
Yeah, I mean, Sachse is playing to the outside. They didn't have any safeties in the middle. They had their safeties way on the other side of the hash marks, both sides. So you could do a little quick post or something right there, and you would have been open. But
I would call a deep slant or a medium slant.
Right there in the middle, because they have nobody as far as safeties in the middle of the field.
That play usually works anyway. It's whether the pass is good, and they need a good one here on 4th and 10.
That middle of the field's open.
Adams in shotgun. Flushed out to his left, running.
Yeah, that's it.
That'll do it. Looks like Sachse's going to survive, and Lakeview will fall out of first place. Patriots had their chance. They were ahead. They had the football and a chance to run out the clock, and they fumbled it away. Looked like that got tipped as he tried to throw it. On the play there was Lazarus Rosario. Sachse just has to take a knee. Lakeview's out of timeouts. Bob, it's been a good one.
It's been a fun game. I mean, it's been a battle of the trenches right there. Got kind of exciting right here towards the end of the game. A couple of lead changes, and it just benefited Sachse at the end.
There's Red Barons, who's happy to get out of here wet and a winner. And now he'll go dry off. It's been a long night if you're outside. But what a great football game. Sachse is going to improve to 6-2 overall with 2 to go. They'll be 4-1 and at least in a 2-way tie for first place when this week is over. Lakeview Centennial falls to 3-2, very much in the playoff hunt, and they fall to 5-3 overall. Don't forget our other game on GRS TV this week. You can watch this one all you want, but you can also watch South Garland and North Garland, and then next week 2 more football games coming your way on GRS TV. For Bobby George and our entire GRS TV crew, great job, folks. Until next week, we'll see you later here on GRS TV.